Hey, what's up guys? This is Hayden with another video. Today I wanted to go over a few of the quotes that I find inspiring. I've got my little journal here again today for today's video. I just want to go over a few quotes, again, that like I said, I find inspiring and that, mean a lot to me personally. So the first quote I got is a quote from John Wayne, and it says, "A man's got to have a code, a creed to live by, no matter his job." I really like this one, for one, because my grandpa from Alberta, Canada, was a cow rancher, and he loved John Wayne, big cowboy guy. And I feel like he really would have liked this quote, not only because it's from a John Wayne, but because you know every man's got to have his own code to live by. In the world, if there's no rules, it's just chaos. And I feel like that applies to our own personal lives as well. So yeah, I really enjoy that quote. I just found that a few weeks ago, so I written that down. And yeah, so that's where we're gonna start off with. And then the next one is a quote by Steve McQueen. It says, "I believe in me. I'm a little screwed up, but I'm beautiful." I love that quote because, especially me as a person, I have bipolar disorder. I make mistakes a lot. I go through, mood cycles and stuff like that. And sometimes I make mistakes and sometimes I feel screwed up and all that. So, hearing that from a guy like Steve McQueen, who's an iconic, pop culture icon, it's just cool to hear. The next one is a quote from Johnny Depp where it says, "I think the thing to do is to enjoy the ride while you're on it." Anybody who knows me knows this is totally, something that I would say. I definitely like to live in the moment. Sometimes a little too much where I don't think about the future. But as far as overthinking, if you're an overthinker, constantly thinking about what can go wrong, sometimes you just gotta, like Johnny Depp said, enjoy the moment. And sometimes that's the way to live life. So yeah, I really really relate to that quote a lot. So I like that one. The next one is from James Dean, who, little side note, I love his style. I'm always rocking the white tees and the jeans and stuff like that with some boots. So definitely a big James Dean guy here. But his quote is, "Dream as if you'll live forever, live as if you'll die today." And I feel like that one goes kind of almost hand in hand with Johnny Depp's quote. You want to dream as if you'll live forever, but you got to live like you're gonna die tomorrow. That's just part of life. Dream big and live hard, man. That's maybe that's my quote for the day. But yeah, I really enjoy that quote as well, and I think it pairs really well with the Johnny Depp quote for sure. And these next two are a little more personal to me. My bachelor's degree is in political science. So, I did all the works. I worked in the Capitol building in Washington, D.C., in the House of Representatives. I worked in local government. I worked campaigning for a state senator. So, I've had a very for in my short life, I've had most of it in my professional career has been in politics. So these next two quotes are from some politicians that I really admire, and it means a lot to me. So this one is John F. Kennedy. His famous quote, "If not us, who? If not now, when?" I feel like that can be applied to so many different things. It's insane, especially in the context of even if you bring that into politics, like the global stage, doing big things, back then with the space program. If not us, who? If not now, when? The space race, obviously, with the Soviet Union and stuff like that, that applies. But this could apply to anything, personal. If I don't do it, who will? And if I don't do it now, when will I ever do it? I think such a well-rounded and versatile quote. And I love John F. Kennedy as a politician anyway. So, I really enjoy that quote a lot. And then my last quote for the day is going to be a quote from Barack Obama, who's a local guy. I live in the Chicago suburbs, so this is a huge, awesome quote for me. I really enjoy this one. I believe this one came during his either '08 campaign or it would have been, so '08 plus 4, so it would have been his 2012 campaign. I'm not sure which one, but it says, "We did not come here to fear the future. We came here to shape it." And I really enjoy that quote a lot, especially in terms of it being politics. I feel like especially nowadays, it's so easy to fearmonger and campaign off fear. And I really enjoy, this quote directly challenges that almost. And, kind of just makes you want to, think of the future in a positive light, with a positive mindset and positive intention, which I feel is huge. I feel like a lot of politics nowadays, the intention is just to fearmonger and manipulate through fear, through hatred and stuff like that. And I don't know, I just really, that quote really resonates with me. And I definitely need to do a little bit of research and see where that quote came from. My guess, again, is that it came during one of his campaigns. But I'm definitely going to look that up. But thanks again, guys, for hanging with me, listening to more of my hubbub in my journal. But yeah, I'm going to try. I go to Ontario, Canada next Friday. So I'm going to try and record a little bit of content while I'm there. I'm going to be on a fishing trip in the middle of nowhere in the woods. So, it's likely that I won't have much reception, but if I do, we're posting some videos, getting some fishing content, some nature content in. But yeah, thanks again, guys, for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time. Signing out.